Here we have the list of things that we need to do for part B of Unit 6, well, part B and C. We've already completed the part B stuff only. So this is P2 to produce a design for a website that meets the client's requirements. P3, review the website design proposal with others to identify and inform improvements. And for M2, we had to justify the design decisions, explaining how they will meet the user's needs and be fit for purpose. So why did we do what we say we want to do? And how does that help the user based on what they wanted originally? Now, the next step, in my opinion, is the actual fun part. Everything leading up to this was the semi boring part. So, the fun part, we're going to actually start creating the website now. So, we've done P2, P3, M2. The next thing we need to look for is for P4. And P4 here says we have to produce a website for an intended audience and purpose. So make your actual website. This is probably going to be the longest section, but it's going to be the most fun section. Before we can get into that, I'm just going to highlight a few ways that we can do this. There are so many ways to do this. They did not specify that we had to use Dreamweaver. They did not specify that we had to program it from scratch. They simply said, produce a website. They don't care how the website is made. Once the website is produced and they have it as an end result, that's all that matters to them. These are some of the ways that you can actually go ahead and develop or make your actual website. The first one is probably the one that I would recommend to most people. It's called W3 Schools. You can create a free account with them and you can make the website completely free. They actually have videos and tutorials that walk you through step by step every single thing you have to do to have your website created. That's number one. It's called W3 Schools. The next one we have is probably what you've heard of, is probably what your school has installed. This is probably what they want you to use. It's called DreamWeaver. So DreamWeaver, here's the name. Now you do have to pay for this. Um, Schools normally have the Adobe Creative Cloud or the Adobe Creative Suite installed, and a free alternative to this. So if you have your own laptop that you want to bring to school, that you want to do your coursework on, this is the one that I would recommend to most people if they want to sit there and learn how to use Dreamweaver or something similar to Dreamweaver, because it is an industry level software. This is called BlueGriffon, completely free software. It looks more or less like Dreamweaver and does more or less all the same things. You can drag and drop stuff in there to create your website. Very, very good piece of software. Next, we have another free website builder. So just like W3 Schools, where everything is actually done on the internet, you don't need to install anything on your PC other than maybe a web browser. That's going to be necessary because you do everything in a web browser. We have Wix. This is a very, very popular one. You might have seen these adverts on YouTube where people say, create your own website with Wix. It's a very, very, very good system. Uh, Typically speaking, it costs, I would say, about 10, 15, 20 pounds a month, depending on what you want to do. But they do have a free version as well, which I think lasts for about a month, 1 month free trial, or you have limited features that you can add to your website. So you can look into this as well. After that, we have what's known as Weebly, Weebly, another free website creation thing, which gives you a trial. You can do a few things with it. So, based on the type of website that you're trying to create, you could probably use these free features for, let's say, a month, because this unit is such a small unit. It's probably going to only take you a term or half a term to finish it. So, using one of these 1 month free trials should be more than okay. And once you can have your screenshot and produce what you need to produce, that should be good enough. The next one we have is Squarespace. This is the competitor to Wix. These two are always neck and neck when it comes to features and people using them and people saying which one is better. Neither is better. It's just what are you trying to do? I think one of them has a lot more templates than the other one, and the other one has a lot more freedom to do very minute things. And again, I've mentioned BlueGriffon, completely free software. Let me drag this over next to Dreamweaver. These two are very, very similar pieces of software. This one you have to pay £19.70, 97p a month for. This one, completely free. Download it, use it. When you're done, you get rid of it. That's it, done. So I need you guys to sit down and think about which one of these services is going to be best for you. I myself, I think Dreamweaver is the one I'm going to use. I haven't fully decided yet, simply because it's the one that most schools have. It's the one that most teachers will be working with. So it makes sense to cover that one. Now, if I do have time in the future, if you're watching this way in the future, this is being made in June 2022. If you're watching this in the future, I will probably have other options as well. So for this very first version, I'm going to use Dreamweaver. Maybe for the next version, I'll use W3 Schools because it's free, because it's online, and because you can, I think you can download the HTML files as well. That might be next, but for now, Dreamweaver is going to be the one I use. If I use Dreamweaver here, you can easily follow along with BlueGriffon as well, because BlueGriffon looks so much like Dreamweaver when you open it, and things are laid out so well that whatever I do in Dreamweaver, there is maybe a click or two more to do it in BlueGriffon, or the very, very same actions will work perfectly fine. So hopefully that gave you guys a good introduction as to all the services that you can use. Well, that's not all the services. That's just the ones that I know of with my limited knowledge of web design. So if you can research other free website builders and post them in the comments below, that would be very, very helpful. But these are the ones that I know of. These are the ones that I have used in the past, the ones that I might use in the future, and the ones, some of them I'll do a tutorial on. So thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe.